Welcome. I am truly glad you are here for another PMP and CAPM certification session. We are officially on Predictive Question 11, focusing on Episode 11, Formal Scope Validation. We are moving into the high-stakes, finish line logic of the project lifecycle, specifically validate scope versus quality control. We've crossed the midpoint of the journey we started back in Episode 1. Today, we are tackling Predictive Question 11. Now, as we've discussed since our first session, when we say predictive, we are referring to questions based on that traditional waterfall framework, where planning happens entirely upfront. Our core focus today is a topic that anchors the transition from production to acceptance, formal scope validation. In our world, this is the formal process of getting official acceptance for the project's completed work from your customer or sponsor. This is the final realization of the WBS and WBS dictionary standards we meticulously built together in Episode 8. We are going to break down the mechanics and the essential sequence of validate scope versus quality control. Quality control is our internal safety net, where our own team verifies the technical correctness of the work before we ever show it to the outside world. Quality control equals internal verification. Before we dive into the scenario, let's look at what we will cover today. Take a look at today's focus. You will learn in this episode how to navigate 3 major milestones. I want you to look closely at these 3 columns. A. Master the sequence between internal quality verification and formal customer acceptance. B. Understand why sign-off, which is the formal legal confirmation from the sponsor that the deliverables meet their needs, is the mandatory gate before project closure. Sign-off is your legal shield. C. And learn the structural impacts of skipping the validate scope process. These are the non-negotiable gates you must master for the exam, building on the sequencing logic we've developed throughout the series. That is our roadmap. Now, let's step into the scenario. Take a look at question 11 appearing on your screen. In Episode 10, we were balancing the pressure of schedule compression and budget constraints, but here we've reached a new phase. Our situation: you are managing a project to develop a new customer relationship management (CRM) system, that is, software designed to manage a company's interactions with current and potential customers. The project is nearing completion, and the testing phase has been completed. The tester confirms all deliverables meet the specifications outlined in the quality management plan. Note this term. The quality management plan is your master blueprint that tells our team exactly how the work must be measured and verified. It ensures we deliver exactly what we defined in our earlier planning episodes. What will you do next? Look at our options grid in these dark green boxes. We have 4 potential paths forward. A. Have the project sponsor validate the deliverables. B. Archive the project information and close the project. C. Update the lessons learned register. Or D. Inspect the work products to see if it conforms to customer standards. Which one is the mathematically and procedurally correct next move right now? Think about the hierarchy of actions we've established as we've moved from planning to results. All right, the grid is in front of you. Choose the right option and write it in the comments section, explaining why you chose it. Explaining your rationale now is how you move from just a student to a true project leader. The clock starts now. Let's first look at option B, archive the project information and close the project. I can see why this is tempting because you're so close to the finish line. But here's the reality. A senior project manager knows you cannot close up shop until the customer has formally signed off. This option describes administrative closure, the very final step of the project where we archive records and release our team. Administrative closure is a final step, and it must follow acceptance. We are skipping a vital gate here. So, option B is eliminated. Moving to option C, update the lessons learned register. Now, this register is a database of captured knowledge we've gained throughout the project, a habit we've emphasized since the very beginning of this series. While we update lessons learned constantly, it does not replace the structural requirement for formal acceptance. It is an important activity, but it is not the next procedural action needed to cross the acceptance threshold. Option C is out. How about option D? Inspect the work products to see if it conforms to customer standards. Remember, our scenario explicitly told us that the testing phase has been completed and the tester confirms deliverables meet specs. This means we have verified deliverables, work that has passed our internal technical tests. Verified deliverables belong to your team. Accepted deliverables belong to the customer. Going back to inspect them now would be redundant. We've already verified the work matches the standards we set in our planning phase. Now we need the customer to accept it. Option D does not move the needle. Finally, look at option A. Have the project sponsor validate the deliverables. Think about the logic. Our internal testers have already confirmed the verified deliverables meet the quality plan. So, what is next? We need the project sponsor to formally accept them. That is the validate scope process, the deterministic bridge between our team's technical testing and the customer's formal handshake. Validate scope equals formal acceptance. This is a perfect textbook PMI move. The correct answer to our question is option A. Have the project sponsor validate the deliverables is the correct answer. As you can see highlighted in light green on your screen, this fulfills the requirement for formal acceptance before we can move into the closure phase. Excellent work if you spotted that sequence, recognizing it as the logical outcome of all the planning we've done from episode 1 to now. To summarize our findings today, look at our recap in these 4 columns on slide 19. These are the final bridge for all the concepts we've learned across the first 11 episodes. 1. Sequence of reality. Always control quality first, internal check. Then validate scope, external acceptance. Then close project. 2. Verified versus accepted. Quality control produces verified deliverables, checked by us. Validate scope produces accepted deliverables, approved by them. 3. The prerequisite. Formal sign-off is the mandatory gate before administrative closure. And 4. Closure gate. Skipping this is the #1 cause of project disputes. That is the heartbeat of project validation. Excellent work today. You now have a surgical understanding of the handoff between your team and your customer. That structural clarity will protect you and your project from the chaos of final phase disputes. In episode 12, we go even deeper into the mechanics of excellence, the cost of quality. We learn the economic balance of staying within those quality boundaries, prevention versus appraisal, the logical extension of today's acceptance logic. I will see you right there.